Hey YouTube, YouGoRocks27 here with another Frogology video, Frog Monarch help thing. You still don't know what to call it. I'm just gonna call it Frogology for now. But this one is side decking in Frog Monarchs, because side decking's like always a big deal. So yeah, I just thought I'd do some side decking tips with Frog Monarchs. But first, I just decided that I'd show you guys my side deck real quick, so I can just like go through this. Like 2 electric virus, 2 puppet plant, 2 crow, 1 veiler, 2 cyber dragon, 2 Kaiser glider, 2 smashing, 2 twister. So that's my side deck, and there's a lot of matchups that this deck doesn't have a problem with, but there are just some that are kind of annoying. So I'll just go through a few of the matchups and just general side decking tips. General side decking tips in my build, I main dualities and 3 light and darkness dragon. So like these, I can always side out the dualities because duality shows what you're siding, which is horrible to show them what you're siding. It also, like, you don't need it. It's just a card to side out because it's not the best in Frog. It just helps the consistency game 1, and then you'd rather draw your side cards over this, and this shows what you're siding. So I just don't like that. And then Frog Monarch's problems is drawing horrible hands with all tribute, so I always just drop the 3rd lad for something if I need to side stuff in. And that's just some general tips. A lot of the times I'll side out 1 Ryza and then just main 2, because like against Inzektors, Ryza's not the best, because you can just give them back their dragonflies and stuff. And that's just some general side decking tips in this deck. Of course, you side out what's bad in the matchup and stuff like that. But now I'll just go through the matchups and show you like what I side and what I side out. Like Chaos Dragons, you don't really need to side because it's your best matchup. You should never lose to Chaos Dragons if you're playing this deck unless you opened all tributes with no plays. Because it's just so easy, because with enemy controller, you can take their light pulsar, sack the tree one for a Caius, banish their red eyes, attack for 49, and then make a rank 6 is the best play against them. But just being so easily able to get rid of their pulsar red eyes loop is just too good. But yeah, I do play the 2 electric virus, and I'll just like side out the dualities for it, or one of the 3rd soul exchanges, or 1 lad. It just depends how their build is. And like that's the Chaos Dragon side, because that's all you need to side. Inzektors, I feel the hardest matchup for this deck. So against Inzektors, I side 2 crow and 3rd veiler. Yeah, I feel Inzektors are the worst matchup, so I might even side a 3rd crow for something, but like I side out 1 Ryza because like it's just, you just give them your stuff back, and like the dualities probably. It always depends what I side with. Usually just siding these out for these are usually what I go for. I side out duality a lot. I just try to play duality game 1, but like I feel Inzektors are the worst matchup of this deck. Even though you main lad, I still feel Inzektors are a horrible matchup. But that's what I side against them. And then like Sams are your good matchup, and I don't think Heroes is a bad matchup, even though they run skill drain, and skill drain's supposedly really bad against this deck. But I haven't lost anything running skill drain yet, except my friend's TG Sun deck that he played, and we did a lot of playtesting matches, so I was bound to lose a few games. But like against Sams and Heroes, I do side double puppet plant, of course, siding out the dualities. Sometimes I keep the dualities in, and I'll side out like a lad, depending, just depending on who's going first sometimes. But yeah, this is really good. Just take their stuff. I side this against like Sams and Heroes, so yep. Like of course, Cyber Dragon's of course good against machines. I don't really need to even yeah. And then I side double Kaiser glider against Dino Rabbit. Side out the dualities. Actually, I usually don't even side out the dualities against Dino Rabbit, because I mean it's Dino Rabbit. I kind of feel like I need the extra get to stuff. I usually side out a Ryza and like a light and darkness dragon, or the 1 duality, Just because with Dolka they can just instantly negate Rise, and it's really annoying. I try to side out my trigger effects sometimes because Kaiser Glider, Dolka can't instantly negate, and then they just have to get around Kaiser Glider. If they have a Logia on the field, no matter what, it's getting bounced back unless this is bottomless, or I run into it with a Deep Prison because it just can't be destroyed by a Logia. This is just so good against like Dino Rabbit, and that's pretty much how I side against Dino Rabbit. Like smashing. I don't know where I side this. Like the deck needs a counter side, and like Double Twister's good. Mobius is a good counter side, and yeah, Mobius is a great counter side for like specifically Gozen match. But a larger problem for this deck is Skill Drain and Defissure and Macro and stuff like that. Mask of Restrict. This is just, I think, overall better against the side deck. Like against Heroes and Dark Worlds, I side this instantly. Game 2, I usually don't just side this in if it's not Dark Worlds or Heroes or something with face-up spell trap cards like Field Spells and Continuous Spells, because I don't know if they're not going to side in Crows and then this will be dead. So I wait till Game 3, if I didn't win Game 2, to side this in, and I saw what they're siding. So yeah, I kind of showed you guys my side. It was more like a side deck profile, it felt like to me. But I had to figuratively do that to explain the side deck. And yeah, that's pretty much side decking help with Frog Monarchs. I told you the general rules because it just depends what matchup you're like going up against. And yeah, so this was Frog Monarch help vid thing. If you liked it, don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe. This was Eurox97. Bye, YouTube.